Hello, hi, and good morning. I have not actually started this video yet, despite the fact I was gonna say I finished my first book. I haven't finished, well, I finished the book, I did not start the book in this video. So, hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we are doing a 24-hour readathon. I planned this ages ago, basically, that I was gonna do this weekend, and then realised last week, oh, hang on, Sunday is Mother's Day, and so obviously I'm spending the day with my mother. So I don't have the full 12 hours tomorrow to do, but I have Monday off and I don't work Tuesday, so I have 4 days to film 24 hours worth of reading. So because of that, I am literally, anytime I'm not reading, the time is being paused. So I read for 2 hours this morning, we still have 22 hours left to do. Yes, it's 10 to 11, okay? My camera died multiple times when I was filming clips for the other video about Two Twisted Crowns, and also it overheated, the SD card filled, there was a whole lot. So anyway, I had about 2 hours left of the book to read. I finished this morning. Then while my camera was being charged and cooling down, I've gotten properly dressed. I've had my breakfast, I've had water for the first time all morning, and now we're ready to really get into the readathon. So I have one book I definitely want to read, which I've left in the other room, bear with. I definitely want to read Minx today, to be honest, but what I'm going to do, because I'm in the middle of a book, I'm not even in the middle yet, oh well, I'm pretty much in the middle. This month I've been reading Want by Gillian Anderson. However, I don't want to bring this into next month. I don't like reading books over 2 months. I don't know why, I don't, for my reading journal, for my wrap-ups, I don't like it. So I think I'm going to try and get through a lot of this as well during this readathon, in between books. So I think I'm going to read a section of this because it's all broken up into sections. This one's Power and Submission. There's about 30 plus pages to read for the next section, so I think I'm going to read that now, just to kind of get some more progress on that book, and then we're going to go straight into Minx and binge read this whole thing. Because Sophie Lark, I find her books are so easy to binge. In fact, I think a reading challenge I did last year, I read is it called The Sinner's Duet? There Are No Saints and There Is No Devil. I read both of those two back to back in a reading challenge last year, and they were just so easy. I read them both like in 8 hours because they were dead short. We're gonna read some of Want, and then we're gonna get straight into Minx by Sophie Lark. That's the plan for today, and then we'll see what I want to read the rest of the time. Yeah. Okay. I read those 30 pages, my mum rang, and I accidentally scrolled on TikTok for about 15 minutes, so it's 12:05. Let's get back to it. We're reading Minx by Sophie Lark. I feel so tired. I've gone really sleepy. I'm struggling. Okay, let's get into it. I took another break to eat, okay? Because I needed to, and I can't eat pizza and read. It's not happening. So, for reading, not needing to read like 12 hours today, I've read 4. It's not been 4, it's been 3 hours and 15 minutes. Anyway, I'm a couple wow. Let's try that again. I'm a couple chapters into this book. I was so confused. The first chapter I was like, wait, what's going on? What are we doing here? Who's this? I have no idea how to pronounce his name. It's spelled like Ramses. Is it Ramses? I'm calling him Ramses. Okay, like Gordon. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, I'm not very far into this at all. Literally not even 40 pages, but I'm in the middle of the chapter as well. Yeah, I feel like I know more what's happening now, which is good. And it's shaping up. I think it's going to be really interesting and really entertaining. So first chapter, I was like, what's going on? And now I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm quite liking this rapport we're building, this like back and forth we've got, and things are looking interesting. So I thought I would update that. I'm gonna read more, and we'll see how we go. I want to try and lock in this afternoon, so let's just try and do that, shall we? Okay, I'm gonna get back into it. No one told me this had pet play. I've never read that before. Never read that before. That was interesting. So this is the PSA. If anyone who wants to read this book, I'm warning you now. There was pet play in this book. I'm getting so sleepy as well. I need to like... I've had a Coke. It's not woken me up at all. I don't know what to do, and I'm also cold, but if I get in a blanket, I'm gonna get even more sleepy. So I don't know what to do. And if I go lie down, I might fall asleep, which is not ideal. I might curl up in a blanket, but stay on this sofa. I might have a nap as well at some point. This 12 hours is not happening today, I don't think. Okay, I'm trying to think how many hours I've done. There's 18 hours and 42 minutes left. So we've done 19, 20, 21, 22, just under 6 hours? Yeah, something like that. We've done about 5 and a bit hours, I think. So far. I'm on chapter 14, about 160 nearly pages through this, so I'm nearly halfway through. And I'm really enjoying this. It's not a dark romance, so I guess it's a contemporary romance, and I've not been enjoying those lately, but I'm really enjoying this. Probably because the themes are a bit more just different. Their relationship is very different. Like, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but obviously they have this whole pet play dynamic going on, which is different for me. But anyway, they have this, I don't know how to explain what it is exactly, but I really like them. I like their dynamic. He is occasionally a bit much, but he just wants to be exclusive basically, and I understand that. It's just how he goes about it is sometimes a little bit questionable. But that being said, I just think they're very well suited to each other. They're a couple that just make sense. And like always with Sophie Locke's writing, it's just so easy to get into, so easy to read, so easy to binge, and it's just entertaining, and really, her writing's really good at holding your interest. So I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but never mind. This story is different to what I thought it would be, because I thought she was going to be like a regular escort who I thought was going to be a bit more like a sugar daddy type thing. It's not. It's not in the slightest, because this girl is super rich herself. It's like not even funny. So that is different than what I thought it was going to be, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm probably going to binge this for the next 2 to 3 hours. I think it's going to take me about 3 hours maybe to finish this. And then we'll pick something else to read. o'clock? I think so. It's 10 to 7 and we have literally just under 16 hours left still of the readathon. I thought I could beat the sun going down, but I couldn't for reading this. I'm gonna give that a 4.5 to be completely honest. I've fully enjoyed the whole time reading this. Aside from the quick lunch break, I've literally sat and read this in one sitting, which to be fair, yeah, is the point of this whole video. It's a readathon. But I think I would have done that anyway, to be honest, because it was just so good. I feel like the man that you meet at the beginning of this book is not the man that we leave with. He really had... I'm so dehydrated. I've barely drank anything today. I've had 1 glass of water and a mini coke. It's 7 o'clock. That's really not good. But it's also not good to then overload your body with water after being dehydrated. So let's just take that slow. Anyway, yeah, he really changed quite a bit, but in a good way. He just... I don't know. I feel like he was just intrigued by her from the get-go, and then he was like, I just need her. And then he was like, I need her, like she is everything. And I love that, honestly. He was quite literally boy obsessed, and I love that. And I love the little novella we get at the end about 2 of the characters. I won't tell you who because it's a spoiler, but that was quite funny and very unhinged. So yeah, overall thoroughly enjoyed it. The pacing was good. 3rd act breakup / conflict, whatever you want to call it, I feel like it made sense. Slightly annoying, but wasn't too bad all things considered, so hence why I kept it at 4.5. If it was going to get really bad, it would have dropped the rating, but it wasn't that big, wasn't that long. That's what she said. So it kept the rating at a 4.5. And yeah, the characters were all really interesting as well. So yeah, anyway, thoroughly enjoyed that. Don't know what I'm going to read next. I'm going to go have something to eat. I don't know what. I don't know what I fancy. I don't feel all that hungry. And then we'll maybe try and get some more reading done tonight. But I'm not too worried about hitting the 12 hours specifically. So I will come back when I've decided what I'm going to read. Okay, it's the next day. I have, let me pause it quickly. I've got just over 15 hours left. I was getting ready. It's Mother's Day today. I haven't worn eyeshadow in months, honestly. And it feels weird. I don't know if I suit it now I'm blonde. I feel like now I'm blonde, I suit minimal makeup, whereas I used to be able to suit more harsh makeup when I was brunette because my skin was pale, my hair was dark, the definition worked. Now all of me is pale. I don't know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just kind of started doing it and didn't stop. While I was getting ready, I started the Hurricane Wars on Spotify because it's included in premium. So I'm on chapter 3 because I tried reading chapter 1 like a week or so ago and I was like, I physically can't take any of these words in. And I feel like I'm taking the story better through audio just to get into it. So what I'm going to do, also last night I did read a bit more of Want before I went to bed. But not very much. So we still have like 15 hours left to do. I think I only read for about 20 minutes after finishing Minx yesterday. So I have about an hour until I'm going out. So I'm going to try and read as much of this as I can. I think I'm going to listen to the audio while I read this. And we'll just see how it goes. So yeah, I thought I'd update you with where we're at. So we're starting the Hurricane Wars. This is the last book for my March TBR to read. Technically there's also The Chase, but I decided not to read that one because I'm not in the mood for hockey romance. We'll give this a go. I have seen a few people didn't like this too much, so we'll see how I go. I'm keeping an open mind. Okay, I've given it 50 pages. I'm on chapter 5. I'm gonna DNF the Hurricane Wars. I feel like I've got no idea what's going on. Is a telephone pole wonky outside? Yep. Concerning. Because when it's going that way, it's going down the street. Anyway, sorry, I've just noticed there's a telephone pole outside that's definitely not standing straight. It's leaning to one side. Anyway. I feel like you start off, there's a lot of just unnecessary words, a lot of unnecessary description that kind of makes you, And don't get me wrong, I like a lot of description, knowing where we are, what's happening. But this is just like, you're in the middle of dialogue and then they start describing the room. I'm like, no, describe the room and then do the dialogue, or do the dialogue and then don't do like bit dialogue, describe them, go back like you kind of, it's not, maybe that's not where, maybe I'm phrasing it wrong. I think my problem with this is A, I don't feel even slightly invested in what's going on, and we're getting thrown a lot of information with not really the right background story or like knowledge. We're just being thrown a lot of facts, but nothing that actually makes us understand what's actually happening. So, because we're like starting this, it's like 10 years into the war already. You have a brief, you kind of know why there's the war, but everything else that has to do with what's going on, we're not being told that. So I just feel like I'm completely lost and I don't care. So I'm gonna DNF this one, and because I've tried to read it twice, I think it's gonna be a hard DNF. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, which is a shame because it sounds like it's going to be really good from the description, but I don't know. I feel like you'd have to read this and then read it a second time for the first bit to make sense at all, which I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to have read it to understand it. I want to be able to understand as I'm going, and I don't mind some things being confusing until later on. That's totally fine, but if everything is confusing, I don't like that. So yeah, I now need to figure out what I'm actually gonna read next, because I don't know. We have just over 14 and a half hours of reading to do. I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm so tired. I did nothing yesterday. I felt okay yesterday. This happened to me last week as well, where I did a whole week of work. Thursday, Friday, I had a really bad funny turn at work on Thursday. I had vertigo. If you're new to my channel, I have chronic fatigue syndrome, and I work full time, and for the most part I function, but sometimes I find it difficult to function, and sometimes my body goes, oh, you're gonna go really dizzy for no reason. And I don't get vertigo very often, and I haven't had vertigo that violently for a while. And so I just went away. It was really weird. And that was on a Thursday, which is my nearly 12-hour shift. Not ideal. Then it happened at lunchtime, and I had another 7 hours to go. Anyway, and then Friday didn't feel great. But last Saturday I felt okay, and then Sunday I felt terrible. And I don't know why that's happened to me again this weekend. Thankfully I've got Monday and Tuesday off. I'm doing nothing tomorrow, but it's weird. I don't understand why I have a day's rest and the next day I feel worse for rest. It makes no sense. Nothing about chronic fatigue syndrome makes sense, genuinely. Anyway, but yeah, unfortunately we're going to be DNFing this because this readathon is to help me fall back in love with reading, and One Dark Window definitely did that, which wasn't part of this video. But I want to continue the train. I really enjoyed Minx, so I want to find something else I'm going to really enjoy. So I'm not going to read something that I'm feeling is a struggle to read, because that's not the point of this video. The point is I'm trying to fully bring myself out of this slump and fall back in love with reading. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go. I am so tired, it's not even funny. It's 4:30. We've still got 14 and a half hours left to do. I've barely done any reading today. I don't even know what I want to read next. Also, I'm going to try and stay as far away from the lens as possible, because I looked in the mirror and this does not look good. I don't know what's going on. I think it's just seeing myself with eyeshadow. I don't like it. Anyway, I don't know what I want to read. The whole point is that it is meant to make me fall back in love with reading. So what can I read now that I'm just going to be absolutely obsessed with? I would have said The Songbird in the Heart of Stone, but I've heard nothing but bad things about it, which is worrying. Oh, I know, I had an idea before I left what I was going to read. I think I'm going to go with Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young, because I really liked Out on a Limb. She does quite like heartfelt cutesy contemporary romance. So I think I'm gonna go with this because I've had it for a while. I've been wanting to read it for a while. I believe it's, so you've got Chloe. She finds out her birth mother has unexpectedly had another baby, and she has become essentially the baby's guardian. But apparently she's failing to meet social services financial evaluation, so she has to either see her sister put in foster care or do this new initiative thing where she joins households with someone else. So yeah, we're gonna give this one a go. It might be cute, it might be fun, let's find out. Okay, I'm on chapter 18. So I've gone, that's about 8 or 9 chapters. I got to chapter 9 reading it. And then I was like, I need tea. So, I'm so warm now. I did a quick search and Next of Kin, the audiobook, is on Spotify. So while I made my tea, I made myself a stir fry and I listened to it, and then I thought I'll do a tiny bit of cleaning just to get some stuff done. Not a lot though, to be honest, because I'm quite tired. I emptied. I thought, oh, I'll quickly clean my bin. Never cleaned my bin. I thought, why not? There was a little, I don't know what it was. It was maybe a baby millipede. It was white, and it was doing that and move. I just saw it on the lid of the bin, inside, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Anyway, that is gone. The bin is drying. I've took it out and I've got some washing on, but then I'm like, oh, it's gonna take 2 hours and then it needs to go in the dryer. So I'm gonna be up for a while, which is good because I want to read as much of this as possible. I'm up to chapter 18, so 126 pages in. And okay, listen, I did not like Warren at all at first. I think he is really arrogant and smug and rude, and I don't like that, and I still kind of think that, to be honest. So he's been a bit better lately, but it's the way he was just we're not gonna be friends. She's expecting to be a team, because it is called Team Up, this little thing they're doing, and he is just really rude. I don't like him. He's we can't get close to anyone. I'm like, why? If you're gonna be stuck with someone who was in the same boat as you for 5 months, just be a team in that time. You could be friends afterwards. You don't have to just not talk. You could just occasionally chat, or again, occasionally offer support. But he's we're not gonna be friends. We're not gonna, And then he blows up at her for her not getting involved in something that happened between him and his teenage brother. And he's you should have called me, blah, blah, blah. And my first reaction is, you told her you're not even going to be friends. You told her you're basically going to be barely even roommates and not to get involved. So why then get annoyed at her for not getting involved? It's not her place to tell you. She said she would tell you if he didn't. It's not her place. Why are you getting angry? I just didn't like him. And I still don't really like him. But he's warming up a bit. I don't know. I just feel the only other, I was going to say Helen Bonham Carter book, no. The only other Hannah Bonham Young book that I've read was Out on a Limb, and Beau was just the sweetest man ever. So the fact she's written to very different men, wow, not many authors do that, but it's a bit of a, I don't know, I don't like him. I'm sorry, Beau was such a good guy in every way. And I don't like Warren, but we'll see how it goes. I'm still enjoying it, listening to it or reading it. I am enjoying it either way, so I guess we'll see. Anyway, I think I'm going to jump in the shower because I'm getting my hair done on Tuesday. So I need to wash it tonight, although, yeah, because it's greasy. I don't want it to be too greasy, but I need it to be kind of greasy for when I get the bleach on it. So I'm going to jump in the shower and wash my hair. And we're going to read more of this because I have to be up for at least another 3 hours. So, and it's 8:30. Yeah. It is just after 9 o'clock. We have a little over 11 hours left of the readathon. I did not time putting some washing that needed to go in the dryer on very well. It might be finishing actually. Ah, there we go, it's finished. I was gonna say I've timed it terribly and that I'd be up really late, but it's just finished. I'll have to double check it though, because sometimes things aren't fully dry depending how much is in there. So, anyway, I am over halfway through Next of Kin now. Just over 200 pages in, so I've got about 120-ish pages left, just over. So far, I'm actually now really into, I mean, I've always been enjoying it, but now I really like Warren. We've had a few moments now where he's just shown a different side. I don't know why he was the way he was at the beginning of the book. We're going to pretend that didn't happen, because right now he is lovely, he's really supportive, really caring, and it's just really sweet, like painfully sweet, sickeningly sweet, these two, and I love them. The problem is, things are currently going very well. I won't say to what extent specifically, but let's just say I don't know why we've still got all of this left. What's going to happen here? I suppose we're waiting for the hearing, but I feel like romance-wise, what's going to happen in here? I don't know. Unless now it's kind of going to focus on the baby. I don't know, but I am really enjoying it. I think I'm going to go check on my laundry. I think I'm going to try and read more of one, because like I need to finish this tomorrow. I've got a lot to read, and I don't want to just read a bunch of people's fantasies. Like I don't want to read over 100 people pages in one go. That does not sound that fun. So I want to pick it up in between. So I might read a couple more chapters of Next of Kin, can't lie. And I think I'm going to try and read another section of Want before bed. But I'm absolutely knackered and I haven't slept today. I'm probably not going to update for the rest of the night. I wanted to go into tomorrow with only 10 hours to do, so that means I need to read another hour and 15 minutes roughly. So we'll see if I manage that. I don't think I will, but you never know. Anyway, I will see you in the morning. I feel like I've filmed most of this video from this sofa. Okay. We've got 9 hours and 15 minutes left to do today. It's just after 11:30. I have read for about 2 hours this morning. And I finished Next of Kin. I listened to some of it while I ate and did my skincare and things. I really like this book. I think I'm going to give it 4 stars because it started off where I didn't like Warren at all. But I'll be honest with you, as the last amount, I think I've read 100 and, I don't actually know how many. Probably 120 pages this morning. In that last 100 however many pages this morning, I loved Warren. He was, man had it bad. He is the definition of boy obsessed. This man literally saw her naked and practically fell to his knees and prayed. Literally. That was iconic. I did really enjoy that. This man was just thankful to be in her presence. I don't know, literally the character he was at the beginning, I don't even know who that man was. That was not Warren. That was a different person. So I was kind of obsessed with him because he was fully obsessed with her. So yeah, I finished this. I read another section of Want yesterday. I've got about 100 pages left of Want to read. So I want to finish that obviously today because today is the last day of the month. And I don't know what book I want to read next. I've done quite well in this video. We finished Two Twisted Crowns, which was a 4.75. We read Minx, which was a 4.5, and Next of Kin has been a 4. So we're doing really well. So I want to end on a high note as well. I feel like I want to pick a fantasy, but I don't know. I don't know what to read. That's not starting a new series. I think I'm just gonna have to start a new series. Let me just double check things. I think the Book of Asriel is on Kindle Unlimited. Or is it something else I'm thinking? Oh, the Book of Asriel is on Kindle Unlimited. I'm just really in a fantasy mood. Let's have a look. Oh, the thing is though, like I have 9 hours, but that's going to take me longer than 9 hours to read. That writing is so small. And it's over 500 pages. There's no way I can read this in 9 hours. Like, look how small that writing is. I don't mind in the slightest. It's just that's going to take me ages to read. Oh, that's so annoying. Especially when I want to finish Want as well. But this looks really good, but there's no way I can finish this today. Okay, what else could we pick? We could read the next one in the Hades and Persephone saga, A Touch of Ruin. We could read that. I'm looking at options. So, A Touch of Ruin is next in the Hades and Persephone saga. That could be an option because this one I could definitely read in the day. It's a little over 400 pages. I've got 9 hours. I've got 100 pages left to read of Want, roughly. So that's going to take an hour and a half-ish. So that makes me have 7 hours 45 minutes, roughly. So we want a book that's between, the most I could do would be like a 420 page book, roughly. Which this one is just over 420 pages. Well, it's 437. Okay, a possibility. Oh, I really want to read the Book of Asriel, but I really don't think I could finish it today. If the writing was regular size and it was this length, I possibly could. But it's nearly 600 pages. And every page is full of writing. I think I just need to be like, no, this is not going to be today. Thing is, I do know I want a fantasy. But just every book I've got on here is starting a fantasy series. Do I start The One of Glass? Do I start? The thing is, I have picked an 8-book TBR for April. And 2 of those books, I mean, one is Mile High, which is over 500 pages, and one is a Mariana Zapata book, and they're all over 500 pages. Do I start? Do I start? I was meant to start this in February. Oh, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna start The One of Glass. Because if one series is gonna make me love reading, it's gonna be The One of Glass. Not that I don't love reading already, I'm having a great time. Okay, I'm gonna read another section of Want, and then we're gonna start The Assassin's Blade. Oh my god. I've got a tiny little Cherry Blossom L'Occitane hand cream as part of a free gift. But this one I've tried before and it sinks in very quickly. And my hands are dry, but I don't want to, this book is matte, I don't want to make it oily on the front. Okay, I've started The Assassin's Blade. You're on an angle again, but it's fine. It's not fine, it's annoying me. No, but that's better. So I'm about just over 30 pages through, well just under 40 pages through. I'm on part 1, chapter 5. I've listened to that while I've made my lunch. And I'll be honest, I didn't listen to it while eating my lunch. I watched J-Hope on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon because I needed to watch that interview. So far, I am enjoying this. My friend, we were originally going to do a tandem read. No. we're going to do the Tannery. We were originally going to do a buddy read. However, I had a reading slump, she couldn't wait, so she's gone ahead with it. So she confirmed to me that she thinks Assassin's Blade should be read first because if you read it between Crown of Midnight and Heir of Fire, you get taken out of the action. So I'm trusting her and reading this first. I thought myself, I could tell there was a chance out of any of the books, if I was going to struggle to get into them, it was going to be this one, and listening to it would make it easier for me. So I'm glad I've like listened to part of it. It's on Spotify. If you have Spotify, it's included in premium. I'm on chapter 5 of the first novella. This one's called The Assassin, the Pirate Lord. So in this, Selena is only 16. So we're getting some interesting backstory before we get into the story. That is Throne of Glass. So yeah, I thought I would update you that I've started some of it. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm going to continue actually reading it now. But I have got a few like chores and bits to get done today. So I'm going to kind of go between listening to it and reading it, I think, today. Just because I've got so much to do. I have so much laundry to do. And my dishes need doing, and just I have a lot, I feel like I've tidying to do. Yeah, I'm going to get back to reading The Assassin's Blade and we'll see how we go. That was so good. I'm so glad I read this one first. I don't know why. I feel like it's given me such... I think I'm going to go into Throne of Glass now, feeling already so connected to Selena. Oh, that was so good. I thought that this was just like a collection of different novellas that would maybe be... There were different things happening, don't get me wrong. I thought they'd be kind of random novellas from before, but they did follow a timeline which I liked. So to be honest, it felt like its own book, it felt like its own story. Oh, I really loved it. I'm heartbroken by what happened, but I had a feeling of what was going to happen based on other knowledge I've got. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know who ends up with who necessarily, but what happened, I just had a feeling was going to happen so that things could happen in future without it not making any sense. And that's all I'm going to say in this clip. This book was so good. It's just written, I got into it so easy, even though yeah, I listened a lot to the audiobook. My hours ran out literally at the end of a chapter, thankfully. But I was like, I needed to do something else after nothing but read today, pretty much. So I did listen to, I managed to listen to 1 hour and play a game on my phone because I just needed to not be actively reading. And then I had to go back to reading. But I've literally used up all my Spotify hours. Thankfully, they reset tomorrow. But yeah, I just think this makes so much sense to read it first. I didn't read the back of this. I didn't read anything. I had no idea about I don't know anything about Throne of Glass, pretty much. I'm very lucky that I've had nothing spoiled. I'm so looking forward to jumping into the rest of the series. I do have another reading vlog I need to finish before I start the rest of the series, which I didn't think about when I started this book. So I need to read at least one other fantasy book for that video before I can jump back into Throne of Glass. But I'm going to do that as soon as possible. I'm going to race through those one or two books I need to read for that video, and then I'm in it. I'm in Throne of Glass. I'm really excited to read it now. I feel like I'm going to be so much more ready for the story of what's happening next. I'm already going to be so invested in Celaena and her story. Oh, I'm so excited. I really feel like this, I've made a really good decision reading this one first, I have to say. So, I'm probably going to rate it, I was going to rate it 4 stars, but really with how much I'm saying I'm enjoying it, it's probably like a 4.5, because it was just a really solid, like, prequel to the series, and I haven't even read the series yet, but for how connected you feel with her, the backstory you're getting, the writing I really enjoyed as well, I'm going to give it a 4.5 to be honest with you, because I've just really enjoyed reading it. So yeah, anyway, I have an hour and 16 minutes left. I'm going to pause that for a minute. So I'm going to finish Want with that hour and 16 minutes. And then this is the readathon done. I'm going to come back to you when I've finished reading Want. Hopefully it won't take too long. Thing is, that book, I feel like it's hard to read like 100 pages in one go. The book is good. I don't think I can rate it, because essentially it's just a bunch of anonymous people's confessions. So I can't rate people's fantasies or like their confessions, you know. But it's definitely eye-opening for how a lot of people think and feel, women specifically, whether they're cisgendered or transgendered. If you identify as a woman, you were able to put in for the book. So I won't rate Want, but also just sitting there reading a bunch of people's fantasies one after the other, like, it gets a little bit, like, not boring, that's not what I mean, but you're not very, like, you're not really thinking. You're not mentally stimulated necessarily. You might be mentally titillated in some of them if they agree with your own fantasies, but yeah, it's not a book you can just sit and read. But I really need to finish it today. So right, I'm gonna stop rambling. We're gonna finish Want, and then that's gonna be the video ended. So we've got an hour and 15 minutes. That should be about right. Okay, I have like 20 minutes left on the timer. It's 11:10, and I've finished Want by Gillian Anderson. So I am gonna end it here, because I don't know what I would read for 24 minutes when it's the last day of the month and I don't want to take something on the next month. So we're finishing the video here. Let's just recap what we have read today. Well, what we've read over the last 3 days, I should say. Okay, we started off by finishing the last like 2 hours worth of Two Twisted Crowns, which I rated, I think I rated this one a 4.75, but obviously I didn't read the whole book in this video. However, my full thoughts will be in the next video that comes out, which is reading fantasy books for a week. I was going to say reading fantasy movies, that makes no sense. Yeah, we started with finishing Two Twisted Crowns. Then I read Minx, which I think I rated 4.5 stars. This one was really fun. I read this in one sitting on Saturday. Yeah, it was a bit of a different like romance than I normally read. Any sort of escort type romances I've read in the past haven't been quite like this. But it was fun, if not sometimes a little strange. It's my first time reading anything with pet play, probably my only time. But it's opened me up to a new world and I respect it. It's just not for me. Then we tried to read The Hurricane Wars and DNF'd after 50 pages. And this is going to be a hard DNF. I don't think I'm going to go back to this book. I don't think it's for me with how it's written and set out. I just really don't think it's for me. I think the premise of the story could have been for me, it's just the execution is not. And then we read Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young over yesterday and today, which I rated 4 stars. This one, thankfully was a pleasant surprise in that when I first started it, I hated Warren. I really didn't like him. I thought he was mean. I thought he was rude. I thought it was completely unnecessary. But he turned into the most like boy obsessed, like loving, worshipping man. Like he was obsessed with her. He worshipped the ground she walked on, and I loved that. So this was a pleasant surprise. It definitely turned itself around. Warren definitely turned himself around. And then we've started the Throne of Glass series with The Assassin's Blade, the novellas. Obviously I've rated this one a 4.5 stars. Loved this. I have no theories currently. If anything, I'm full of confusion. But first of all, also, the material of these covers is really nice. It's like, it's not matte, but it's matte, but it's not. It's got like a slight texture. It just feels lovely. Anyway, so excited to dive into this series now. I'm glad I've finally made that push to read it, and now that I have, I'm like, oh my god, I cannot wait to get the rest of the series. I'm so excited. Yeah, so stay tuned for a reading vlog. And finally, we finished Want by Gillian Anderson. I'm not going to rate this because, like I said before, it's just rating people's anonymous confessions about their fantasies. It was definitely very interesting. I feel like for women who feel that what they desire and what they think about in their special self time, if they feel like it's wrong or that they're the only ones thinking it, I think, or if you just feel a little bit repressed in some way, which I think a lot of women do, I think this is a good book to read to realise that everyone wants different things and it's all normal for the most part, and it's not wrong for the most part. Again, some things, there's always exceptions, okay, but for the most part, your wants, your desires are normal, and they are... What was the word I'm trying to say? I'm so tired now. That words have left my brain. There'll be someone in here who has a similar, if not the same, fantasy as you, and I think it would feel very comforting and normalising to some women, depending on, yeah, their circumstances. So I do recommend this, to be honest, because female pleasure is very important, and I think it's overlooked a lot of the time. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe down below. I'm so happy with the books I've read in this video. Oh, I'm so excited to read Throne of Glass. It's not even funny, but I need to read another book. I might read Quicksilver and have that, like, I don't know. Anyway, that's for another video. Yes, I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one, which will be my reading fantasy videos for a week. So if you want to know how I really feel about the Shepherd King duology, watch that. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll see you next time. Bye.